Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. If you guys didn't know, of course, we have a roadmap going on and a bunch of changes were implemented with the Sons of Attila update, which has just come out. And there have been some new changes added as well that are very beneficial for the average player. So that being said, I'm just going to go over that stuff real quick because, again, most of this was talked about, although, again, not all of it, and some of it is huge. So that being said, of course, as mentioned in previous videos and previous dev blogs as well, there have been changes to progression and research points. So basically, what Gaijin has done is that they have made vehicles into kind of foldered masses, if that makes any sense. So now, in order to get from bottom tier all the way to top tier, it's much quicker because they've reduced the amount of vehicles that you have to actually grind through, and foldered vehicles now cost half RP. So that's right, even the Leopard 2A6 is foldered in with the Leopard 2A5 and costs now half the RP that it used to cost, which is just fantastic. So that is great. They've also reduced the RP cost of modifications, SL cost of aircraft, SL cost of crewing aircraft, and the price of purchasing an expert crew. So that is a great thing. You know, now when it comes to the RP cost of modifications and things like that, it's not an incredibly big difference. We're talking maybe like 1,000 or so, maybe 2,000 RP on any given row of a vehicle, but it still makes a difference in my opinion. That could be the difference of a few matches, which is really nice. Now that being said, they've also added rank 6 for blue water ships. Not that a lot of people care, but they've also added premium battleships, which is also awesome. Now the great thing here that I am kind of looking at, and again, I'll link this entire thing down below so you guys can read it in a little bit more depth, but the thing that I'm looking at today, more specifically because most of this stuff has already been covered in depth, changes to Silverline mechanics. So, dynamic repair, that is basically what they're talking about here, and that is something people have been wanting for a very long time. Actually, as far as I know, very few people discussed it even before the roadmap was released. So this is something more or less on Gaijin, right? I'm sure that they had a suggestion from somebody, but, Gaijin is, of course, going forward with this. And basically, I'll just read this word for word because they probably say it better than I ever could. It says, dynamic repair costs have been added. What does this mean? In short, the shorter the lifetime of a vehicle, the lower the repair cost. Let's say your vehicle was destroyed within the first minute of a match. Your repair cost will not be the maximum amount for the vehicle that you are using, but will instead be a fraction of the max repair cost calculated per minute. The details of repair costs depending on lifetime can be found on each vehicle stat card, which is awesome. So basically what this means is that if you're being spawn camped, let's say if your vehicle costs 10,000 SL to repair, no longer, you might only have to pay 1,000 SL in order to repair it, or maybe 2,000 SL, whatever it is, a fraction basically of that max SL that you used to have to pay in order to repair it. So they used to basically say, well, it doesn't matter if you last 20 seconds in a match or if you go basically until the last second and then you get killed. Now it matters. So that's really cool. Now, of course, if it's like a 5,000 SL repair cost and it costs like 1,000 per minute, 5 minutes of being alive in that vehicle will, of course, bring you up to that maximum, and anything beyond the 5th minute will bring you, it will just be the same exact repair cost, but still, that's a really cool thing. Now, more specifically, it says dynamic repair costs have been enabled for low lifetime in matches. The shorter the lifetime of the vehicle, the lower the repair cost. The repair cost cannot exceed the maximum repair cost displayed on the vehicle stat card, which is a fixed repair cost that the vehicle had before the dynamic repair cost mechanic was introduced. So basically what they're saying is that they're not introducing higher repair costs after this. They're basically keeping it the same, but they're lowering the low end of repair cost, if that makes any level of sense. If you exit a vehicle by yourself in a match, then the maximum repair cost for that vehicle will be applied, regardless of the time spent in the battle with that vehicle. So I'm wondering here if this means that if you're in an aircraft and you J out because, of course, now you have those fancy ejection seats, if you J out right before you officially get killed, right? Like, let's say if you are on fire, you're about to hit the ground, and you're like, screw it, I'm just gonna J out. Then I think that means that you're going to get the maximum repair cost. So you might want to wait until it has like a player credit kill over top of your name, or I guess on your screen, before you J out, because that might be a little bit of a hassle for people, and that might take a little bit of getting used to. So pretty damn cool. Additionally, we also have some other things here, gameplay. So it says basically now you can destroy 3D decorations with enemy fire. Basically, fire from allies can only damage decorators in modes where team damage is enabled. Basically, in Simulator. It says the favored killer mechanic has also been added in the case of a small difference in time with the player's ping between receiving damage, blocking their shot on the server, and the player's own shot. It will consider that the player managed to shoot. Okay, so I think this means that if you shot simultaneously with the other player, but if the other player has a slightly better ping than you, and you didn't before where you didn't get the kill, now you might get the kill because the server will now consider it. I think that's what that means. And then finally, of course, the apologies thing. This is something that I'm surprised that they didn't implement earlier. Seemed like something to be a little bit easier, but still really, really welcome for the most part. The ability to accept apologies in return after a team kill incident occurs when the responsible player offered apologies has been added. Accepting apologies can be done easily, and when accepting an apology, all allies are notified in the in-game chat. The player will not be kicked from the match for the forgiven team kill. So if for whatever reason you accidentally kill an enemy, let's say, you have like an AIM-9E, you're flying your F-5C or something like that, and you have an enemy that just gets right in your way, or better yet, let's say if you have an SRAM, for example, and you fire it, and then your ally just comes out of nowhere, crosses the path between you and your enemy, and then gets shot down by the missile. Hopefully they realize that you weren't trying to kill them, and then they could forgive you, and it makes everyone happier because, of course, not everything is on purpose. But that's pretty much that. Of course, you also have some other things going on here. We have some, they're postponing some differences as well. It looks like they're postponing October through November. It says night battles can be selected by the... Okay, so they're not going to introduce night battles until October, November again. Skill bonuses and RP. So basically what they were saying, if I'm not mistaken, is if you got like 3 kills in a match, that you might get like slightly more RP. 5 kills would give you even slightly more RP than that. So basically, the better that you did, the higher of a percentage bonus in RP that you would get, which is really cool. So I guess they are getting rid of that. It says improving target, or not getting rid of it, but postponing it rather. Improving target hit alert in aircraft. We'd like to talk about some of the details regarding this point. We have some plans for this mechanic that are radically different than our original announcement. We'd like to get your feedback on it. So that's really interesting because they are completely changing this. And then finally, keeping progress with the daily login reward in the PC version by collecting daily rewards in WT Mobile. That's really cool. So now you can log into War Thunder Mobile, or at least you will be able to, hopefully, and you'll be able to get your daily PC reward as well, which means that if you don't have any access to internet in whatever place that you're at, you can still get your reward for the PC game. But that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are there any sort of vehicles you guys want me to play for Sons of Attila? I am very interested. I want to hear your opinions because, of course, whatever vehicle you guys want me to review first, I will try my best to do so. But either way, thanks again, and I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.